The 1971 Indo-Pak War can be described as the Indian Navy's finest hour. Welcome to the second episode of 1971 War Diaries. Today we shall be discussing the military operations of Navy in the Western Theatre of India. By the end of April 1971, the political decision had been taken. Prepare for military intervention in East Pakistan. Accordingly, the Naval Headquarters of India had prepared itself for war. Operational plans had been made and discussed. Wargaming of various scenarios had been done. Tasks had been assigned to both the Western as well as the Eastern Naval Commands, and forces and ships had been allocated. The operational commanders had carried out intensive training and rigorous workup of units. The maintenance agencies like the dockyards had gone into an overdrive to bring ships, including the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, into the best possible state. The Navy's success in December 1971 was therefore the outcome of the way in which these preparatory activities had been carried out. And with this, let's begin with what happened in the Western Theatre in the end months of 1971. The naval leadership's concept of operations was straightforward. Take the offensive, attack Karachi, lure the Pakistan fleet to battle and cut the sea lines of communication between the West and the East Pakistan. By the end of November 1971, the staff at the Naval Headquarters had made it clear that hostilities were imminent and the possibility of a preemptive attack by Pakistan was very high. So, on 2nd December, the then Chief of Naval Staff, Admiral S.M. Nanda, issued orders to the ships of the Western Fleet. Sail from Bombay Harbour as soon as possible. This proved to be just in the nick of time. The Western Fleet was deployed with the objective of posing a threat to Karachi. This would consequently result not only in the bottling of Pakistani fleet at Karachi, but also causing the Pakistan Navy to center their attention on the Indian Navy's Western Fleet, thereby allowing the missile boats to execute their plans from the Swarashtra coast. For this, 3 missile boat attacks were initially planned. On the night of 4th and 5th December would be Operation Trident. On the night of 6th and 7th December would be Operation Python. And finally, there would be Operation Triumph. However, there was a danger from the Pakistani Air Force aircrafts. So for this, it was decided that the Western Fleet was to remain outside the 250-mile arc from Karachi during the day and make forays inwards only at night. The first missile attack, Operation Trident, was successfully executed on the night of 4th and 5th December by the missile boats INS Nipat, INS Nirghar and INS Veer. These missile boats were escorted by frigates INS Kiltan and INS Kachal. The oil tanks at Karachi, called the Khemari Oil tanks, were then set ablaze by this team, and the Pakistan Navy destroyer Khyber, minesweeper Muhafiz, and a commercial ship, merchant vessel Venus Challenger, was sunk. The second missile boat attack was carried out on the night of 8th and 9th December by the missile boats INS Vinashtra, which was escorted by the frigate Prashur. For the second time, the oil tanks at Khemari were set on fire. The attack caused the Panama-registered vessel Gulf Star to sink and damage the Pakistan Navy's fleet tanker Dhaka and the British vessel Harmat. The damage inflicted was so high that Pakistan Navy promptly recalled all ships into safety of the inner harbour. And in fact, they ordered the reduction of their war outputs of ammunition, signalling Pakistan's inability to engage any further with the Indian Navy. On 9 December 1971, two anti-submarine frigates, INS Khukri and INS Kirpan, were deployed on a mission to locate and hunt down the Pakistan's Daphne-class submarine, Khemari, whose presence in the Indian waters was threatening Indian shipping. In this engagement, the Pakistan Navy submarine, Khemari, torpedoed the Indian frigate, INS Khukri, which happens to be the only ship India lost in that war. The third missile boat attack, Operation Triumph, was planned to be undertaken on 10th December. However, since Operation Trident and Operation Python had already neutralized all the targets, there was no need for a third attack. Therefore, the Indian Navy launched its entire available force for Operation Falcon to rescue the survivors of INS Khukri. They launched massive anti-submarine operations, including the deployment of anti-submarine ships and shore-based surveillance aircrafts. A total of 67 survivors were rescued in this operation, and it was called off on 13th December. The Western Fleet carried out a wide range of operations: multidimensional surveillance, protections of sea lines of communication, and capture of enemy merchant ships, contraband control, anti-aircraft, anti-submarine operations, and providing support to the missile boat operations. All this in order to establish a successful sea control in the North Arabian Sea. Admiral Nanda's Western Fleet, by 13 December, had rendered Pakistan Navy ineffective, thus swaying the tide of the war in favor of India and Bangladesh.